I believe. Thank you.
Why not? You can.
Yeah, of course.
No reason you can't. If you try, you can become a good speaker. Mhm. Okay, the second question, Mustafa Muhammad, please answer the second question. I think you can't see, just now you join. I think the second question is, do you cut people off in the middle of their stories and conversation? I will post again.
Please post it. I don't see, but
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
this is first one we finish here.
Yeah, I sent it.
Thank you so much.
Second
Yeah.
question.
Chat too, okay. And do you cut people off in the middle of their stories and conversation? I think if everyone will answer this question like he said, I don't cut people, I am a good listener. But for me, I think I sometimes made. I sometimes cut people. I sometimes interrupt people when they are speaking. I think I have this bad habit. Even I don't even sometimes I don't speak too much. But if I stay with my friend or something I like, I sometimes cut their speaking or the conversation and go on it. Uh, but I think I just make this if the topic or the speaking is interesting. I talk emotionally, if I can say that, emotionally. And if the topic is boring, I never cut. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, Joginder. Joginder Mishra.
Yeah, he sent a message like he's a network problem.
Okay, in my opinion, my answer, the second question is, do you cut people off in the middle of their stories and conversation? Yes, sometimes I have this problem. When they started to talk, my mind very fast to decide. I come to the conclusion he going to say something wrong, or I suddenly interrupt, and I sometimes I angry and interrupt them, and I I quickly I speak everything because maybe my misunderstand, because I don't have the, I am not a good listener. I think this is a habit. This is a habit from children. I'm not fully listen and answer. Yes, I have this problem. Hi, Ahmad. How are you today?
Hello, Shan. Hello, guys. I'm doing good. I'm great.
Okay,
Just
now
get
we
back
are
home.
in the
Yeah.
second question. I will post the
Mhm.
question for you.
Okay. Sorry for being late because I had
No
something to
problem.
do.
I am early. I think I start the meeting early. You are not late. I think today meeting I start early. Yes.
Great.
The
Yeah,
second question.
Yeah. Do you cut people off in the middle of the
Mhm.
story and conversation? Yeah, I mean sometimes, but sometimes I think it's normal. Sometimes maybe we did it like we don't intend, like we don't intentionally do that. But sometimes when somebody get angry, a little bit angry, we just jump into the conversation and try to interrupt or make a little bit of maybe disturbance. Yeah, sometimes because sometimes to be honest, I get angry, and I think that's normal reaction from me to just to cut people off rudely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Miguel, please introduce Miguel.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am Miguel Phil from the Philippines. I'm here to uh, improve my communication skills.
Miguel, can you answer the second question? You can see the chat box. Do you cut people off in the middle of their stories and conversations?
Um, I normally bat in the middle of their conversations. Uh, First, I before I bat in, I listen first, and then join the conversation. It would be improper, inappropriate if I cut off their conversations, unless of course if uh, the manner of conversation of my friends are naturally for fun. In that way, I would cut their conversations in a funny way. That's it,
Okay, thank
Chan.
you. Thank you. Cut zero. Do you answer the second question?
Second, I have already
You already
answered.
answer. Okay,
Yeah,
just
Sorry.
already we answered.
already answer. Then we answer the third question.
Third question. Okay. Your partner's snoring about habit. Oh, partners. Who is my partner? I don't have any partners. It means I don't have any person who are throwing a bad habit. So I'm happy.
Hello. So I think this is the breakout room now.
Yes, Abdullah, please introduce.
Hi Chan, how are you? So I think I know everyone in this group, and
You know
including
everyone.
Miguel, Ahmed,
Everyone
Katsuhiro.
also know you. Okay, then you continue to the question. Question. You see the chat box in the question?
No, actually I just joined, so I couldn't see.
Just join. Okay, I will post for you.
Thank you.
You answer the third question. Uh, is your partner snoring a bad habit?
Well, uh, is my partner snoring a bad habit? To be honest, I personally don't think so, because snoring is something doesn't come under someone's control. It's a kind of physical weakness. In fact, I believe someone is snoring during the sleep doesn't know much about it. Uh, he may be feeling normal during that time. On the other hand, the partner sometimes feel exhausted or boring due to that noisy sound. But I think instead of telling it a bad habit, we should treat as a disease. So I think someone having the snoring problem should consult a doctor and have a good suggestion on that. Make some take some medication so that he can actually get rid of that. And yeah, that would be a good way to come over from it.
Okay, thank you. Miguel, can you answer Mr. Miguel? Third question. Is your partner snoring is bad habit?
Some of my friends are snoring too loud and that rarely happens when I observe them in a situation that it to the extent that it disturbs our quiet sleep. And but most of the time it's me who snores a lot, as loud as my friends. Yeah, that's it, Shan.
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, is your partner snoring a bad habit? I think the snoring is not actually the question is something problem, but the snoring is not a bad habit. Habit means we addict and practice. We addict. We cannot live it. Some habits, like example, is smoking. This is a habit, but I think the snoring is like a disease. I think, but at the same time, the snoring is a big disturbance for sleeping. If my friends nearby sleep with me, he's snoring, I can't snore. I cannot sleep. I will wake up, then I ask him to drink water or anything. Yes, because the snoring really annoying to others. I have this problem also. When I sleep with my family, nobody sleep with me. After I snore, then my wife always say go outside sleep. Because I have the snore. My this is how to rectify. We don't know. Maybe operation or what something. Because the I know one thing is the people say the snoring come from the friends. If anybody snore, you cannot make him wake up. This habit, this habit, I think come from people. They say maybe this is like pandemic. I don't know. Maybe real or not. Ahmad, can you answer the third question?
Yes, as far as habit, I'm not sure about if it's habit or not because I think habit is something
Yes,
like
yes.
is developing while you're conscious. So maybe it's a sickness, not a habit per se. I think in this case you can, if you want, just to seek maybe a doctor or hospital. But also, and on the other hand, I think maybe partners and spouses can maybe get up with the situation. Like they can deal with it.
I heard
Me
some
personally,
couples divorce
I
also
can
because of the
get.
some couples divorce also because of the snoring. I heard I
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean that's crazy. In my opinion, that's crazy. That's just an excuse because they want to divorce their partners in advance. So I mean, come on, be real. I think if you want to pick up on your partners, you just want to make a problem. You can make this you can make this a big deal. But I think, in my opinion, it's not a big deal. You can sleep. Sometimes we sleep either like when the TV is open and we can hear conversation. So I think, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal.
okay, thank you. We will go to fourth question. Is always coming late a bad habit, Abdullah?
Uh, yes, I agree with the statement. Uh, because coming, hitting your bed in at late every time is physically demanding. Because you won't be able to wake up early in the morning. So I would say that it's a really bad habit, and it is a bad habit because you are intentionally doing that, right? Maybe because of your job or because of your other works, or you are having fun time during the sleeping time. So my personal opinion would be, without wasting the sleeping time, we should actually sleep when we need to sleep, or when it is the time to sleep, and we can do that work which is actually keeping us away from the bed at another time, in fact in the daytime, so that we don't miss the advantage of sleeping. Because for a good health, we need to keep a balance by sleeping, for a limited, not for a limited, for a fixed amount of time, so that actually we can become fresh early in the morning, and we can focus on our work and or study, whatever we do. Yeah, that is my opinion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miguel, can you answer? Is always coming late a bad habit?
Well, I think for me, it is a bad habit to be always late coming to, for instance, coming to school and coming or going to attend a meeting on a regular basis. It's how would I describe that? It's it's not a it's not a good habit to be always late. What more can I say? It's not. I don't know. I think for me, yes, it's not a good habit, but it's a bad habit.
It's not a good habit, but it is not a bad habit also. Okay, in my opinion, is always coming late a bad habit? Yes, sure, bad habit because you waste others' time. If someone wait for you, I think the my life, I felt or I realized always the time is precious. I, even I go to any restaurant also, I cannot wait too long. If I order food, if once they immediately never give, I move away to others because we cannot wait for so long. For me, I cannot, sometimes, many times I cannot wait for the queue also because the time is very important. So I see the one shop, one restaurant very famous. The people are waiting for food, but I go to the next one. If the food no taste, it doesn't matter. We can eat. We can give the new business to others. But I see always people go to the one shop only. The other shop, maybe they say some taste different. You give chance to others also. So this is the people, they waste their time for queue many places. If you don't have the other option, it's okay. If the market have so many food center, why the people all go to one place? You can give opportunity to others also the business. So that is my habit. I think is always coming late is a bad habit. That means the person he don't know the value of time. Time means time. You must, if you okay, if you go to, if you want to take the aeroplane or train, you late 5 minutes, they left from you. They left because why? The time must follow. So how come you any function the people go to late? Somebody come the meeting late. This is not acceptable. I think that is a bad habit. It is my opinion. I think Abdullah, can you answer this question? Is always coming late a bad habit?
Yes.
You already answer.
Yeah, I think Ahmed haven't
Ahmad have
answered the
answer.
question.
Okay, Ahmad, please answer. Yeah, Ahmad,
I think
internet.
it's not only a bad habit, but also it's an indication that you're. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think it's not just bad habit, but it's also like an indication of your, like you're not prioritizing the event that you're going to or meeting or whatever, or it's not on your top list, or it's not, you're not interested in it, because if it's as important like to you for like as for other people, you're gonna be on time. But that like an indication. And also keep in mind that maybe there's something important that we maybe ignore, which is first impression. When you give first impression like about yourself, maybe you're gonna affect your brand or your personality, because you're, I think all those nuances and subtle difference or certain characteristics, subtle characteristic, and within the person, within a person, I think make a huge difference. But also, I think like when you be a punctual person, always be like it's always a plus for you, and you have, I think, some people just judge you by your timing, if you're on point or not. But ironically, I'm a little bit late today, so it is what it is.
No, actually you are not late, but today I start early because today I know cook. My
Yeah.
friend cook for me the
Ah,
food,
yeah.
so I start early. Okay, we
Mm.
go to the next question. Which habit is the most important for parents to set as an example for their children? Abdullah?
Well, so which habit is most important for parents?
No, 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 not for
Well,
parents. The parents, which habit the parents need to set as an example for us, their children?
oh yeah, I think there are many. So there are several habits parents can build in front of their children to make them follow.
Yes, for them,
First of all,
example.
yeah, first of all,
Parents follow, if the parents want to teach the children what habit they want to teach, they need to do first. They need to follow first.
yes, yes,
If the
definitely.
father smoke, he say the children, hey, the smoking is a bad habit. How the children follow?
Of course, because I believe action speaks louder than word. So instead of
Yes.
that guiding someone, you should follow that first, because children are some individuals who actually mimic the elders, and parents are the idol for them. So they're grown up seeing their parents. So whatever their parents do, children actually follow. So the first good habit, I would say that wake up early in the morning and go to bed early. So this would be a great habit for the children for a long time, because if that follow that rules, it is a rule of thumb for me. That will be healthy, and they will have much time, much energy to focus on their study in the future life. And the second one would be good behavior. So if parents behave well with others, their children will follow them accordingly, and they will treat other people usually in a good manner, which is very necessary for young children. And another good example of a good habit could be the manners, speaking, and gesture and posture manner in front of the public. So if parents follow some teach if parents want to teach children regarding the gesture and posture in front of public, they need to do that. And because it is really important, because in front of a teacher, what I can remember right now, in my childhood, I used to stand still in front of my teacher, and I used to respect them with some salutation, and whenever I am facing with some elderly person. So this is a good habit I learned from my parents. So if some parents follow that thing accordingly, their children will learn those experiences from them. So these are some good example I have in my mind for parents to follow and to teach their children.
Thank you. Miguel, can you answer? Fifth question.
Uh, when I was a little boy, my both of my parents are setting an example before my eyes, before his their children, my siblings. Like, uh, for instance, fixing the bed, the values of hard work, the values of education, the value of education, and also being prayerful is very vital role in uh, as a Christian. This is an example for us to pray, go to church and pray, and uh, to have charity for the poor and the needy in in the community and society. And they always set an example uh, more on the emphasis of value value of education and hard work, and uh, that those are the traits or habits that I also want to follow as a set of habits for my children. Since I have only one child, that's one good set of habits for my child to follow.
Okay, thank you. Agamat, can you answer the fifth question?
Yes, I think every single parent to be virtuous and honest, responsible for their actions, and like just to be held accountable for their mistakes and for their and just not punish, but just maybe pinpoint or just tell them that they make a mistake and reward them when they make a good thing. So virtues always morals always like important and raising or growing up a child. Maybe those also maybe you can, I think, maybe like virtual speaking, maybe I'm gonna stress enough on the maybe the importance of maybe respect for each other and for your neighbors and for the community as a whole. Yeah, I think the virtues and morals always gonna be on the top of the list, maybe for raising children, because I think when you like during this developing period of time, those kind of advice is gonna stick with them like throughout their lives. So maybe respect each other, respect person like maybe older than you, be passionate and compassionate about people younger than you, and offer your help when it's needed. Yeah, I think you can list like a lot of numbers of things that you can teach to the children. But I think as a model, like as a parents, I think you want to be a role model for your children. So you're gonna avoid all the. I think it's also maybe it's also interesting because you're gonna maybe correct yourself, your habits by just teach your kids, and you're gonna stick to the new habits that you teach your kids. Do you understand with this point? So maybe you had a bad habit, but when your children ask you about something, you told them don't do that, even though you done it before. So you're gonna change yourself because you gotta hold yourself responsible for the rest of your life. I think. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, yes. In my opinion, is yes, if I want to set as a good habit to my children, I think humble and polite, how to behave polite. This thing we need to practice from children. If you haven't practiced, you want to change your middle of life or after 40, you want to change your character is not easy. When children, the beginning, you need to start how to respect people, how to speak politely. This is very important because I realize my life also so many times. If we talk rude, anything cannot succeed. The problem is bigger. If you talk politely, with humble, the people like you and they can support you and help you to achieve something. If If your colleague or you want to do the teamwork, anything, if you order, they know obey. If you politely say, can you do, can you say that, sometimes we give respect them to, please can help me to do, they will do. Sometimes if you order, your subordinate, they don't want to, they say the machine spoil, I cannot do. So anyway, we use the polite and humble. It is, I think the success people need these things. Maybe this polite and humble not apply for army or fighting. Army, well, maybe they cannot use it because the army for fighting, there must order and obey. But in our real life in society, we need to polite and humble and respect each other. This all need very important. So we need to, in front of our children, we need to behave like an example how to behave to polite and humble. Then our children follow these things. This is my answer. We go to the sixth question. How can we develop good habits, Abdullah?
Well, so how can we develop good habits?
Yes.
For me, to develop good habits, first of all, you need determination. You need to plan something you need to do accordingly every day, every moment, because habit is something you need to do regardlessly, continuously. For example, if you are preparing for an English test like IELTS examination, you need to set some specific rules that you will sit for some specific time, maybe 1 hour every day. The main thing to build a habit is to me the would be consistency. So you need to be consistent with your work so that your brain gradually accept that as a normal body mechanism, uh, so that your brain will function in a way that it would like to do that again and again. So to do that, we need to do that kind of job every day for some specific period of time. For example, uh, we all almost every human being go to bed or hit the bed maybe at the midnight. So our body clock know that this is the time to sleep, and our brain signaling us actually, and signaling our eyes and our other cell of the body to actually stop working and go to the sleep, go to the bed. That's how actually brain works. So if you want to develop a similar kind of habit, we need to actually train our brain that I'm going to achieve this habit for within the 6 month or within 1 year. So, and we'll need to act accordingly so that our brain help us to achieve our goal.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Miguel, can you answer the sixth question? How can we develop good habits? I think you answered the fifth question. Are you
Me?
answer?
No, no, no,
Fifth,
no,
Yes.
no.
Oh,
fifth question. Which habit is
uh,
the, I think you answer right.
yeah, I
Then you
have
go to
already
sixth
answered
question.
the
Yeah,
fifth.
okay. I Sixth question,
How
please.
can we develop good habits? I remember saying that goes like this. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit, by a certain person. He is a philosopher, I think. Will Durant. We are what we repeatedly do. So we have this, I think, uh, a good set of habits to develop in a certain way that we normally follow them uh, continuously, repeatedly, and it will become a habit. And perfecting the set of habits uh, in an excellent way, achieving the goals that you have to achieve can in a consistent manner, as what had Abdullah had mentioned, consistency and also the grit or determination to achieve those habits. I think that's for me. Uh, it's a matter of uh, repetition. That's it, Chan.
Okay, thank you. Agamat, how to develop the good habits? How can we develop the good habits, Agamat?
Yes, I think it stems from, first of all, like the repetition. Like, why do you need this habit or this good habit in your daily activities or in your mindset, whatever? You have to be like whatever that you want to add. I think it's gonna make it like easier or smoother the transition to that habit, or just to add it to your set of beliefs. Because when you believe in something, I think it's gonna be more like you're gonna like it's easily you're gonna like be like it's gonna be like I think easier because you embrace the maybe the outcome or maybe the process of maybe the as mentioned the consistency, because it's not as easy as maybe we imagine. The consistency in the repetitions every single day, you have to remind ourselves that, oh, hold on, maybe we just slipped off of the track, so you have to get back on the track and just repeat until it's gonna be maybe like autonomous. You're not gonna be paying attention to it. It's gonna be part of our entities or our maybe personality. So I think first thing you have to analyze the situation. Why do you need this habit? And you have to make yourself in way in some shape or form like believer in this new habit in order to make it smoother or maybe effortless transition to the new habits, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, if you want to develop your good habits, you need to follow who have the good habit. If your friends, somebody have the bad habit, you avoid them. If you want to develop the good habit, the habit come from friends. Friends and the relatives are you always be with you who is the guy. The habit come from friends, so you need to change your friends. For me, when I before married, I have many friends. I always drink and go nightlife, go drink, early morning come back. So after married, I control myself. I change my friends because if you without change your friends, you still keep on relationship with the same friends. You cannot change your habit. The friend always say, "You come today one day drink, today go we gambling or anything, any habit." The friends easy to convince you to do. So if you don't want to do these habits, you want to follow the good habit. You change the friend who have the good habit, you need to follow them. This is my opinion. But I don't know that is sure or not. But I realize my life when I married. After married, I my friends all I changed because now I am family man. I want to save money and for my family and children. But friends, we always spend money. The friends enjoy. But after family, we cannot continue this kind of habits. Okay, we go to the seventh question. Which good habit do you think would be the most difficult to develop? Why? Abdullah.
Uh, well, I believe there are bountiful of them, or a lot of them, a lot of habits for which you need to do an arduous job, or which is very difficult to develop. And I would say exercise, doing exercise, or to build a habit of doing some physical exercise every morning, or whatever the time you like to do. Because I think there are several reasons why it is very difficult to develop. First of all, it is physically demanding. You need to uh, do lots of sweating. You need to come out from your comfort zone, because in the early morning our body don't want to involve in some physical activities, because it is just came out from the rest. So it is I found it very difficult to concentrate on exercising very early in the morning. On the other hand, it is something involved with your cardiovascular activities. So the your respiratory system, and in fact your whole body will involve in that activity. So it would be really difficult to involve that kind of activities, especially if you are a workaholic person, or you are doing some sitting job or desk job, because that kind of personality don't suit with the exercise thing. But if you want to develop that habit in yourself, within you, uh, first of all, as I said earlier, you need to be committed to yourself. If I think I need to impress my brain that this is very necessary for me in order to live healthy and invigorated life, you need to involve in some physical activities every day. So if you're doing some office work, you don't have much time, because during the work you will be working, just sitting in your desk in front of your computer. So apart from that, you have maybe some time before hitting the bed, and some time early in the morning before going to your office. So I personally prefer doing some exercise in the morning. So for that, you need to wake up early in the morning, and if you can spend some time to you know to fit yourself in a shape, I think that would be a really wonderful thing, because it would be beneficial for your future life. So yeah, that is I think that's how you need to develop that kind of habit. But definitely it is very difficult to develop, because sometimes you lose motivation. You need to motivate yourself, which is very difficult, because motivating our own self is a difficult thing I've ever found.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miguel, can you answer the seventh question? Which good habits do you think would be the most difficult to develop? Why?
Well, in my humble opinion, I think uh, consistency of thought. Uh, it's a handicap. Uh, I consider it quite a handicap for me to have this inconsistency of thought when I am deciding a certain critical decisions to make, and the habit of like procrastinating takes place. It would always takes place. So there's this habit of procrastinating and uh, not following the exact line of thought on deciding upon something important. And this procrastination of is a habitual act in the process, which I would like to fix, that I would not procrastinate because it is a habitual act of me, procrastination. As it
Okay.
Chan.
Which good habit do you think would be the most difficult to develop? Okay, thank you. I think Miguel say what? Procrastination is a good habit or bad habit?
It's a bad, it's a bad habit,
But our question is, which
naturally.
good habit do you think would be the most difficult to develop? Hi, Gladia. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi,
Mhm.
good morning. Here is 11:30 a.m. It's a sunny, hot day in Brazil. It's a big holiday from Carnival, you know?
Big
Hello
holiday?
everybody. Yeah, hello, good morning. How many
Good
people
morning.
in the chat? How many people?
Here,
Ha-
5%. We are five.
Five,
Mm.
5 people. Really? So this is me. It's
No,
me, Claudia, from
total
Brazil.
8. Breakout room 3. 3% in breakout room. Here, this room, we are 5%. So you can see the
Okay,
question in the chat box. We are now,
not really.
right now, we are in
What is the
the
number? Number?
seventh question.
Can you make the question for me, please?
Yeah, I sent ready. You see the question. 7th
Where
question.
can
You can see the chat box. Which good habits do you think would be the most difficult to develop? Why?
the most important for us to develop as a human being? Good habits. Yeah. Well, I think, and there are many important good habits, but talking about for example, life, you cannot live alone. You depend on people to live. So you have to live together. You know, you cannot live isolated like an island. So we have to share everything in the woods. So I think we must develop the habit of um, patience. You know, nowadays people are not patient enough to deal with the problems, especially in marriage. If you uh, people used to get married for for the rest of their lives, but nowadays they can't bear anymore. They don't have patience to bear each other. So people are, especially in the pandemic of COVID, they had to live together at the same house for a year, and there were many divorced people last year because they don't have the quality to be patient with the other. If you have patience, you have um, you have